This hour of morning news is brought to you by Natrel Fine Filtered Milk. The world of Natrel. It's not a dream, it's another world.
It has been just over a year now since Ukrainians elected Viktor Yushchenko president, but the Orange Revolution that brought him to power seems to be a distant memory. Toronto MP Borys Wrzesnewskyj was an official observer during the 2004 Ukraine election, and he joins us live in the studio this morning. Good morning. I think a lot of people were surprised by these results. It seems that the country is tilting back again towards Moscow, something that there was this popular uprising to reverse. Now, is that a fair assessment?
No, it's not. It's actually a bit of a misconception. You have to understand that it's a very different political system than what we have here. It's just the seats in Parliament are decided by proportional representation. And Mr. Yanukovych, who was a representative of the former president, Kuchma, and fraudulently won the elections, which were reversed, runs a party of oligarchs. And they've managed to hold together as one single bloc. The Democrats, being Democrats, split into various groups. But if you total up the final results, and I have results with over 95% returns, you've actually seen Yanukovych slip in popularity in the country. And something that's really interesting, Yulia Tymoshenko, who is one of the Orange Revolution, faces of the Orange Revolution,
former
came in
Prime
second.
Minister, and she had a very publicized split with Yanukovych.
Well, with Yushchenko. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Well, you're going to be seeing a lot of her. Mr. Yushchenko was the face of the revolution, but as many presidents post-revolution or people who were the faces of revolutions, once they become presidents, there's a bit of a falling out that happens. And that's exactly what occurred with Lech Walesa in Poland and is happening in Ukraine. Most likely he's going to be a one-term president. I'd watch Yulia Tymoshenko. A bloc's going to form. The pro-democrat forces are going to have a majority in Parliament, and Yulia Tymoshenko will be the face of Ukraine in the coming years.
You think that she is the future of the country when it comes to political leadership?
Absolutely. She's demonstrated an energy, a consistency. Unfortunately, Mr. Yushchenko is a great man. He was the face of the revolution, but now it's time to build the country, and she seems to be showing the energy and has the support of the people.
How important is it that this country continues to tilt towards the West and does not revert to a closer tie to Moscow?
It's critical. Geopolitically, we see Mr. Putin reversing back into the past, trying to rebuild the Russian Empire. We just saw it in Belarus. The only international leader who congratulated Mr. Lukashenko for the fraudulent elections was Mr. Putin. Mr. Putin quietly, in the background this time, he learned his lesson during the Orange Revolution to come forward in his support, has been supporting Mr. Yanukovych. It's obvious Mr. Yanukovych, although having the largest block of seats, is a minority in Parliament. And the other interesting thing is, this is the first time the communists are pretty insignificant in Ukraine's Parliament. They barely got 3.5% of the vote. So they will be in Parliament with about, and the vagaries of the system work in such a way, they'll have about 5% of the seats. So Ukraine is slowly but surely tilting to the West.
Fascinating developments. Borys Wrzesnewskyj is the Liberal MP for Etobicoke Centre. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Let's find out about the forecast. Go over to Bill.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we're hitting the midpoint in the week, but, you know, you may still be lucky to have